United USA 2020 and beyond. So Jim Jordan, Congressman, is ripping Dr. Fauci just like the Republican, red-blooded American freedom fighter that he is. So who is Jim Jordan? Well, he's an American politician serving the U.S. House of Representatives in Ohio's 4th Congressional District since 2007. Red-blooded American sticking up for freedom. Definitely somebody who we need in Congress, one of the good politicians. Listen as he rips Dr. Fauci a new one, demanding when can we get back to normal and get back our freedoms we lost last year.
I don't look at this as a liberty thing, Congressman Jordan.
Well, that's obvious. Mr. Chairman, I don't want you to answer my question. The American people want Dr. Fauci to answer the question. What does it have to be?
Expire, sir. If you need to respect the chair and shut your mouth.
When is the time?
That's crazy.
When is the time? When do Americans get their freedom back? Can you put your microphone on, please?
Sorry. When we get the level of infection in this country low enough that it is not a really high threat.
What is low enough? Give me a number. What I mean, we had 15 days to slow the spread, turned into 1 year of lost liberty. What metrics, what measures, what has to happen before Americans get their freedoms back?
My message.
Are we just going to continue this forever? Or when does over the last year, Americans' First Amendment rights have been completely attacked? Your right to go to church, your right to assemble, your right to petition your government, freedom of the press, freedom of speech.
Dude, Jordan for president 2024. This guy's on fire. Wow. He sounds like he's speaking for America, speaking up for the freedoms that we've lost in the last year and asking when are we going to get those freedoms back? Because apparently the CDC and the government have been following the advisement of the WHO, the CDC, and Dr. Fauci seem to be leading this parade. Talk about a conflict of interest. Dr. Fauci is directly connected with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I'd say that's a conflict of interest. So obviously he's a puppet who's been paid off, and Mr. Jordan's calling him out and asking the question we all want to know. When do we get our freedoms back? How long is this going to go on?
All been assaulted. I mean, for a year now. Americans haven't been able to go to church. Even today, when they go to church, they're limited in the size of worshipers who can meet.
Can't even go to
Your
church.
right to assemble? Oh, my goodness.
We can go to the liquor store.
We had a curfew last fall in Ohio. You had to be in your home at 10. In Pennsylvania, you had to be in your home. When you're in your home, you had to wear a mask. In Vermont, when you were in your home, you didn't have to wear a mask, Dr. Fauci, because you weren't allowed to have people over to your house.
Yeah, Congressman Jordan.
Your ability to petition your government for a year, American citizens haven't been able to come to their capital to petition their government, to talk to their representatives, and freedom of the press. These very pictures that Representative Scalise just showed you and talked about, guess what? The press isn't allowed in those facilities. The Biden administration will not let the press in there. And so
my recommendations are not a personal recommendation. It's based on the CDC guidance, which is
and I'm asking the question, what measures have to be attained before Americans get their First Amendment liberties back?
I just told you that.
I know you addressed their grievances. Right. I also understand the First Amendment's pretty darn important, and it's been a year, and I want to know when Americans will get those First Amendment liberties back.
Liberties back is when 90% of the members of the United States Congress get vaccinated.
Well, I want to know if that's what Dr. Fauci. That's what I'd like to know. Give us some objective standards versus when certain things get reached, we might be able to get back to having our liberty. When? What are the numbers?
Recommendations are not a personal recommendation. It's based on the CDC guidance.
Based on the CDC guidance, ladies and gentlemen, we have some good congressmen that are fighting for what's right and demanding for us to be able to get back to normal and that our civil liberties stop being intruded on and our constitutional rights being infringed on. This is a great video. Please like and share and get it out there.